Day 50. The poem or the lion? In the Tajik language, the word shiar means a poem, while shur means a lion. Because the two words sound almost identical, the following amusing story took place. One afternoon, the people's poet Zavki returned to his office after lunch at a tea house. As soon as he sat down at his desk, he suddenly remembered that before leaving, the manuscript of his new poem had been lying right there on the table. He looked at the desk. The pages were gone. He opened every folder. Checked every drawer. He even looked under the desk. Nothing. The poem had disappeared. The poet pressed the call button. His secretary hurried into the room. "Who entered my office?" Zavki asked sternly. The secretary turned pale. She knew that while the poet had been away, she had slipped out with a friend to the department store to buy a new dress. They had spent quite some time trying it on in front of a large mirror. In a trembling voice she admitted, "I'm sorry, Ustad. I was away for just a few minutes." The poet frowned. "A few minutes were enough for my poem to disappear." Then, calming himself, he said, "Please bring me some tea." When the secretary left, Zavki fell into deep thought. If someone had dared to enter the office of the country's leading poet in broad daylight, tomorrow the same thief might enter another office. No. The police had to be informed. He picked up the telephone. The duty secretary at the city police department answered. "The chief is in the next office finishing a new novel." "What shall I tell him?" The irritated poet replied, "My poem has been stolen." But the secretary heard something entirely different. "Our lion has been stolen." She went white and rushed into the chief's office. "Comrade Chief. The city is in danger. A lion has escaped from the zoo. They say it has already attacked several sheep and is heading toward our headquarters." The chief jumped to his feet. He fastened his holster. Put the entire garrison on full alert. Within minutes every service in the city had been notified. The Ministry of Internal Affairs was informed. The Forestry Service received a call. Hospitals were warned. The zoo director, upon hearing the terrifying news, immediately telephoned the hospital. "Please prepare a room for me." "What for?" "If the lion has really escaped, a heart attack will kill me before the lion does." The police chief took 2 cameramen from national television with him. Standing before the zoo gate, he instructed them, "Film me in close-up. The people must see how the police defend their city." One cameraman smiled. "If you come back alive, we'll certainly film you." "I will come back," the chief declared confidently. He adjusted his holster, raised his head proudly and shouted, "Long live the motherland." Then he marched bravely into the zoo. A few minutes later it became clear that every cage was securely locked. The lion was sleeping peacefully inside its enclosure. It had never escaped. That evening, television proudly reported on the successful lion search operation. The police chief was presented as the hero of the day. His hands were carefully wrapped in bandages, as though he had just returned from a fierce battle. Soon afterward he was even nominated for the Sheriff Medal. Meanwhile, back in the poet's office, the secretary quietly entered the room. "Ustad, your poem has been found." While preparing the typed copy, she had accidentally placed the original manuscript between 2 blank sheets together with a sheet of carbon paper. Zavki remained silent for a long moment. Then he burst into laughter. One little poem nearly put an entire city on emergency alert. From that day on, whenever someone said, "A poem has disappeared," everyone would first ask, "A poem or a lion?"